Well, hello everybody, it's Suffolk Andy here, making another little short clip. Looks like we've got a bit of a parking problem here at the moment, as you can see. Somebody wanted to park their lorry across the road. Wonder if you got a parking ticket for that. Must be the offending lorry, my word, look at that lot. Anyway, good start. We put our first one on the YouTube last night with the help of my stepdaughter Amy. She's very good with computers, she does the blogging herself, and she launched me off last night, so thank you to her. Anyway, today I'm just going to take a short ride down the River Orwell here, and I'm going to a little place called Pym Mill, which is a quaint little place, but it'll take about 10 to 15 minutes, you know, to get down there. And but today I thought I would actually speak about something, and I know this conversation has been done dozens of times on different blogs, but I am going to talk about my concept when it comes to speed cameras. Now, before I get going, I want everybody to know that I am not a hater of speed cameras, not in the slightest, but, and it is a big but, now if you've got a stretch of road that is really, really dangerous and there's fatalities all the time and people getting killed, I really truly believe that you should put a speed camera in to bring the speed down and stop the fatalities. If you've got a junction that is really, really bad, put one in. But like the other day, I was going up the A1 and I noticed a couple of speed cameras there, and they're on very straight parts of the road, and it's clearly just to catch people speeding to make money, lots of money. Okay, a lot of people would say, well, they're daft, they speed, it's their fault. You know, yes it is. If you're going mental on a bike or a car, you deserve to get caught for speeding. But I talk to people all the time and they're getting caught for 2 to 3 miles an hour, you know, or 4 or 5 miles an hour. You know, it's wrong. You know, it's absolutely wrong with a static camera that is just there to make money. Anyway, I'll tell you a little story what happened to me the other day. Now I don't know where this come from, but what these people are doing. But anyway, I was riding in my car, my old Honda CR-V, with the missus beside me, and we're going through a road in Ipswich, a very wide road called Commercial Road in Ipswich. And as we came around one of the bends, I noticed there was a sign on the floor, and it said Community Speeding Action Group. And I thought, what the heck is that? Anyway, as we went round the corner, I noticed there was 2 old boys, must have been about 80, in high-vis jackets, with a hairdryer in their hands, a speed camera. And I looked at them and thought, what are these people doing? You know, they're not police, they're not uniforms on, just high-vis. So anyway, I had the window open because it was a hot day, and I shouted out, get an allotment, do something decent, do something, go and do something with your lives, you know, help the community. Don't sit there trying to catch citizens speeding 2 or 3 miles an hour on a really, really wide road that makes people speed a little bit. And my missus told me off. She said, oh, you shouldn't have done that, you know, you know, they're doing a job. I said, no, they should be doing something else, you know, not doing that. No, I don't get that. I really don't get that. Why would they put their time and effort as retired people to try and catch other citizens speeding? I don't know if you can be prosecuted by it. I suppose 1 or 2 of you folks will tell me if you can, or what power they have, because I've got no idea. But just go and get a job and piss off. That's what I think anyway. The other one is the speeding vans that you see around the place. sometimes I just wonder to myself, I think, well, these people are not police. It's a partnership. Partnership for what? You know, they're just making money off you and me and everybody else, you know. I can remember when they first came out as a biker, we always knew that they couldn't get us because we got no number plate on the front. I used to go past and give them the big finger, up, you know, up your sort of thing. But now you have to be very, very careful because they've got on the side to catch you as you go past, so you can't give them the big finger anymore. I just wave at them now, just give them a little wave like that, you know. And my missus gets riled, but she can't stop me. But anyway, yeah, a partnership with who? A partnership with the government and a private company just to make money out of drivers. Don't they make enough money as it is? You think of the road tax you pay for the potholed roads and everything else, and the tax on the petrol, where does that go? No, nothing. It's just pure making money, and I think it's wrong. You know, let's put speed cameras in where they're needed. You know, in black spots and accident spots and stuff like that. I can go along with that, but I can't go along with just money making speed cameras. There's a town just down the road from me called Colchester. If you go into Colchester from the A12, you can actually lose your licence by the time you get out of Colchester. They are obsessed with speed cameras. Even on stretches of road where you can't possibly speed because there's so many cars, you've got speed cameras, one after the other. It's like an obsession, you know. And I don't get it, you know. I rather have the you know, these things that sort of come up if you're going too fast, that will say what speed you're doing, you know, it's 30 and it comes up. They work far better for anybody who's not speeding, you know, or just over the line. You look at it and go, oh shit, and you'll instantly bring your speed down. They work. I've got nothing against them at all. I think they're a good idea. But anyway, that's my rant on speed cameras. I'm gonna be turning off soon, and we're gonna go to a little place called Pimmill, which is on the Orwell River here, and we're now coming in the village of Chelmerdiston, where I spent a lot of time when I was a kid, because my grandparents lived there, so I know this area very, very well. They call it the Shotley Peninsula. There used to be a big naval base down here for many, many years, which maybe in another vlog I'll go down to and show you. See, the villages like this, you know, it's 30 mile an hour, and I can understand that. You know, you can't have people ripping through here at ridiculous speeds, you know. You can't, you know, it's built up, it's small, it's, you know, during the daytime, I suppose, when schools are out, there's children and stuff like that, and yeah, I can understand it. But there again, you don't need to put a speed camera in here. Just use people's common sense. And I know a lot of people haven't got common sense, and there's a lot of bikers who haven't got common sense at all, and there's a lot of car drivers who haven't got common sense, you know. Right, let's go down to the river. It's a little road that runs down, and I've got a little story to tell you when I get down here, what happened to me a few years back. Bumpy old road. I think it's about a quarter of a mile or something like that. Walked down here many a times as a child, do some crabbing and winkle picking down the bottom here. You can see it's very popular. The cars pile up for quite a way. Got to be careful that, oh, there comes the old Range Rover. Thank you. We've got parking facilities down here, but they get full. Be lucky if the tide is up or not. I don't know. I didn't notice along the Orwell there. Oh, water's coming up. As you can see, it's a very yachty place and whatever. Well, this is the Orwell, as you can see. I'll just bring the camera around so you can sort of see everything. There's a boating yard over here, and it does smell like the river, trust me. Just turn around right here. Right, I said I'd tell you a little story that happened to me here. Well, that's the Button Oyster in front of us, a pub. It's very popular. People come down here for lunches and beers and whatever, and I think they do real ale and stuff like that. And one day I was sitting out at the front there like these people, and a car pulled up, and out jumped a man and a lady in all normal clothes, you know. And they went to the back of the car and opened it up and took out Wellingtons and sou'westers and yachting clothes, put them all on, went in the pub and had a drink. And I thought, what the heck was that all about? They just wanted to be yachties, I suppose. I don't know, but that was weird. But that's what they done, and that is true. And we sat here and watched them come back out, and they put all their clothes off and put them back in the car and carried on. So that's my tale of the Button Oyster. Alright, I'm going to make a move now. So no, I haven't got a lot of battery on this camera, so I'm going to try and get back up the top road. Like I say, when I was a child, I spent a lot of time over here in Chalmerdeston. My grandparents had a house over here, which I can show you when I get to the top of the road. As you can see, it is very popular. There's a huge car park just down there, and a huge car park behind the pub. And I bet if you went behind the pub, it would be full, and it'd be full down there as well. That's where they have to park there. Right, we're coming up here, and I'll show you the place that my grandparents owned many years ago now. The little old place that I'm looking at over there with the pitch roofs. That one right there. It's been added to since they owned it. It was a lot smaller then, but I think people have made the house double the size now anyway. But that's where I used to spend most of my summer holidays. Enjoyed it very much. Good people, and can't say no more about them than that. They were good people. But anyway, here we go again. We're going to go back into Ipswich now. I've no idea if this camera is still working, because I know the battery was getting a bit low. Just going to poodle along here for the minute, and then see if I can get past this old car in a minute, just see if we can just sort of nip past it. We'll see in a minute. This is the only passing space on the whole face. You watch. You can do one, you can't do two. Yeah, going back to the speeding issue, we talk about this partnership. How can a private citizen prosecute another private citizen? I don't get it. You know, how can a company be given the authority to prosecute you? You know, I do not get it. They shouldn't. If the police want to prosecute you, they've got the power. You know, I'm a biker. Give them a nod. A nice nod back, mate. Thank you. You know, they've got the power to prosecute and whatever. But an individual company, I'd have thought that was against the law, but it doesn't seem to be in this country. There's so many things stacked against the citizen. It's unbelievable. You know, you really do have to watch yourself. Especially as a biker as well, you know, we all know that bikers are not really that liked by politicians and planners and town planners and all that sort of stuff, you know, councillors and whatever. And we don't have to go down that road on this one, but we know that we're not, you know, and the EEC really does hate bikers, you know. Oh, there's an old Virago coming up here, I think. Let's have a little look, somebody wants to sell it. To the 500, 550. There you go. Not in bad nick. Bit of a clean up. Do the trick. The old cruiser. And I must admit, I do own one. I own a 750, as well as this ZZR 1200. Completely different, but I like them both. Yeah, going back to you know, I don't have to tell you that you know, we're not liked that much, you know, and I think if a lot of politicians had their way and police and whatever, they'd have us off the road. They really would. They wouldn't want us on the road. They don't want us on the road. And you can see that reflected in how hard they're making it now for youngsters to get licenses and passing tests and stuff like that, you know. You know, it's virtually going to be impossible for a youngster now to get on a decent sized bike till about 25, you know, with the new rules. But if you pass your car test, you know, and Daddy's got a Ferrari and he can afford to pay your insurance, you can drive it, you know, and you could go 200 mile an hour in it or whatever they do. Fine. But if you want to ride a bike with a bit of power, you can't. You know, this ridiculous 33 brake horsepower malarkey that they've brought in for the last 3 years, you know, is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They need to have another look at motorcycling without their biased input, you know, and it is very biased. And I know what I'd say to them if I had my chance. Just get lost, basically. They've got no idea, you know, no idea at all. But anyway, this is the Orwell Bridge. There it is. It's a big old structure, built a few years back now. I think when it was bought, when it was running his teeth in for my dog, I think. When it was built, it was the biggest concrete stretched bridge in Europe, I think. Somebody's going to contradict me on that one, but I think it was. Now the trouble with the Orwell Bridge, it's a magnet for poor souls who are depressed or whatever, and we get a lot of jumpers, you know, a lot of people jump off it. We usually get one a month, basically, and that is sad, because it shouldn't be for that, but they do. And oh, this is a lovely bit of road. And yeah, so it's a suicide spot, I'm afraid. But just watch these, you have to watch these buggers here. Yeah, they're fine. And that is sad, but it's a big old structure, magnificent when it was built, and it takes a very, very busy road, the A14, that brings most of the stuff into the country from Felixstowe into the Midlands. And the road, the A14, if you're not familiar with it, is a lorry car park. Basically, it's a convoy. It's a nightmare, and it's just lorries all night and all day long, basically across it, and it just does your head in. But that's another story. We can talk about that another day. I'm getting back into Itcheries now, just see if that lorry has been cleared. If anybody watches any of these vlogs and you want my views on anything, as they are, they're not, you know, I don't profess to be a professor of anything, or I'm just a normal guy on a bike, you know, no different to anybody else, you know, just a normal guy on a bike. Could have gone there, couldn't I? See, all the safety talk has made me go safety crazy. Oh, it's gone. That didn't take them long to move that in the end, and the old police cars are now going. So anyway, this is the end of this little blog, and hopefully I'll be doing another one soon. We'll think of something else, or if you want to get in touch with me and ask me about anything, don't make it too technical, because I'm not a technical guy, but if it's about anything, I don't care what it's about, I'll talk about it. Okay, so goodbye from me, Suffolk Andy.